I know you want a cup of bite. Come with me and let me show you how to make this Salisbury steak for under $10. Yes. First, let's head to Aldi on this beautiful South Florida day. Just look at that sky. We're gonna grab a satchel of onions for $2.59. Then we're gonna move on to instant mashed potatoes for $1.19. I like the roasted garlic kind. Then we're gonna get some frozen ground beef. I believe that was $4.69 or $4.49. Then 2 gravy packets for 69 cents each, brown gravy packets. Let's go ahead and check out. Our total after we checked out was around $9.41. Let's go ahead and peel the outer layer of our onion off. Cut it in half. Then once you have that done, we're gonna go ahead and cut it into super thin slices. Cooks a lot faster. Once we're done with that, let's go ahead and put those to the side. We're gonna throw a couple of pads of butter in the frying pan. We're gonna go ahead and let that melt down. Then we're gonna throw our onions in. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and just fry those up. You're going to want to get them nice and browned. We're almost there. You're going to want them to look kind of like this when they're done. Okay. Go ahead and set those to the side. We're going to come back to them in just a second. We're going to add 2 cups of water for the instant gravy. Preface this with always follow the instructions. I did not, and this resulted in my brown gravy being a little bit lumpy. All of the instructions make your life easier because this was interesting to try to have to work out the lumps because you were supposed to mix this in cold water first and then add it to a pan. Instructions make your life easier. But I worked it out. It got there. As you can see, I transferred it over to this bowl here. We're going to set that to the side and get out our bigger bowl because we're going to start mixing our ground beef for our patties. So go ahead and pop that beef open. Get it in the bowl. And for this next part, always season with your heart. However much you want to season, completely up to you. I never do measurements. Just throw in what I think I need. Here's some garlic and parsley. Got that in the bowl. Then some seasoning salt. Staple in my home as a kid. Then we're gonna go ahead and add some dehydrated onion. I think it gives it a good flavor. As you can tell from my ingredients, I like onion. If you don't, leave it out, no big deal. Then, once we have all of our seasoning exactly how we want it, we're gonna get in there, get our hands dirty, and go to town, get to work, mix the meat up. Make sure not to compact the meat down too hard. Kind of keep it a little light and fluffy during the mixing process so it doesn't get too dense when you make your patties. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and get those all shaped up evenly after I portion my meat out evenly. Some people like to do it in like an oblong shape. That's completely up to you. I like the circular shape a little bit better, so that's how I did mine. But again, completely up to you. Okay. Now once I finish that up, I'm going to break out my frying pan. And we're going to go ahead and put our patties in the frying pan, kind of evenly spaced so they get the same amount of heat. I'm going to try to do that here. Then we're gonna brown those up. Looks like we're making good progress here. And then once you have it all cooked up, you're gonna take a paper towel and get some of that grease out of the pan. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just cleaning it up a little bit. Because next in the pan, we're gonna re-add our sauteed onions on top of the baby steaks. And then once we have those in, we're gonna go ahead and grab our gravy. And then we're gonna pour our gravy right on top. Hindsight's 2020. I think that this pan was a little bit too big. But it's pink, so I think that offsets the decision. Once you have it in a pan, you're gonna go ahead and keep cooking that up. Kind of incorporate everything. You're gonna go ahead and let that marry up nice and pretty. And you're gonna go ahead and keep it in the pan on a medium heat until it gets to kind of a boiling point. Now let's go ahead and plate this up real quick. Set that to the side again, and we're gonna start our instant mashed potatoes. Okay. Let's see. First, we're gonna go ahead and boil, I believe it was 2 cups of water. Once that's boiling, we're gonna set it to the side and off the heat and immediately add our instant mashed potatoes. You're gonna want to stir quickly. The process happens fast. It thickens up very quickly. So you want to move as rapidly as possible. All right, and that looks good to me. Looks pretty. Now let's plate our food. First, the mashed potatoes. Then we're gonna go ahead and throw the steaks on there. Okay, and that's our plate. Let's try it. That's a big bite. I've always been a fan of instant mashed potatoes. Thumbs up for me. Thanks for watching.